Hello everyone. Today we are talking about anemia of chronic diseases. Okay. Now this anemia of chronic diseases it is classified into chronic infection, chronic inflammation, then chronic chronic neoplasm, and then idiopathic. Now it can be due to chronic infection, it can be due to chronic inflammation, chronic neoplasm, and idiopathic. Now in chronic infections like tuberculosis, chronic inflammation like rheumatoid arthritis, and SLE, systemic lupus erythematosus. Okay. Chronic neoplasms like multiple myeloma, and idiopathic due to unknown reason. Now, this anemia of chronic diseases, it may be caused due to various chronic infections like TB, chronic inflammation like rheumatoid arthritis and systemic lupus erythematosus, chronic neoplasm like multiple myeloma, and then idiopathic. Now we will study the pathogenesis of anemia of chronic diseases. Okay. Now pathogenesis. Okay. Pathogenesis of AOCD. Okay. We know that chronic inflammation releases cytokines like interleukin 1 and interleukin 6, and interleukin 6 is the most important cytokine in case of chronic inflammation. Okay. Now this interleukin 1 and 6, they act on liver, and as we know, hepcidin is secreted by liver. Okay. And it causes increased secretion of hepcidin. Okay. Now this hepcidin will act on ferroportin. Okay. And as we know, this hepcidin binds to ferroportin and causes its degradation. Therefore, iron decreases, which causes iron deficiency anemia, and iron deficiency anemia is microcytic hypochromic anemia. Okay. Now the second thing, it acts on bone marrow. And it causes colony forming erythrocyte decreases. As a result, RBC decreases, and due to this, normocytic normochromic anemia is produced. Normocytic normochromic anemia is produced. Okay. In case of chronic inflammation, two important cytokines are released, interleukin 1 and interleukin 6. This interleukin 6 is the most important cytokine in case of chronic inflammation. Okay. These cytokines, they act on liver, and as we know, hepcidin is secreted from the liver. Okay. Therefore, level of hepcidin increases, and this hepcidin will act on ferroportin and causes its degradation. Okay. We have studied this in iron deficiency anemia. Okay. And therefore iron level decreases, and due to this, microcytic hypochromic anemia is produced. It also acts on bone marrow, and it reduces colony forming unit erythrocyte, CFUE, and as a result, erythrocytes decreases, and due to this, normocytic normochromic anemia is produced. Okay. Now this is about the pathogenesis. As this hepcidin is secreted from the liver and it acts on ferroportin and bone marrow. This hepcidin is the most important molecule in the pathogenesis of COPD, AOCD. Most important molecule in pathogenesis of anemia of chronic diseases. Okay. Now this is about the pathogenesis. Now after that we will discuss about the lab diagnosis of AOCD, lab diagnosis of anemia of chronic diseases. Okay, lab diagnosis of anemia of chronic diseases. And in lab diagnosis of anemia of chronic diseases, lab diagnosis we have hemoglobin, platelet count, okay, and TLC. Okay, hemoglobin, platelet count and TLC. Hemoglobin decreases, this platelet count and TLC, they are normal. Okay, platelet count and TLC normal. And in case of anemia of chronic diseases, ESR increases. Okay, now how the peripheral smear of AOCD looks like. The peripheral smear, as we have studied that anemia in case of AOCD, iron deficiency anemia is produced and normocytic normochromic anemia is also produced in case of due to decreased RBC. Therefore the peripheral smear, this shows microcytic hypochromic anemia, plus it also shows normocytic normochromic anemia. Okay, now this is about the lab diagnosis. Now what about iron studies? In case of AOCD? We know that iron decreases, ferritin increases, and total iron binding capacity decreases. Now this is about the anemia of chronic diseases in detail. Now we will discuss about the sideroblastic anemia. Okay, and this sideroblastic anemia, it is caused by iron overload. Okay, now what are the causes of sideroblastic anemia? The causes of sideroblastic anemia, they may be, what are the causes? Genetic and acquired. Okay, genetic and acquired. In genetic we have XLSA, and in acquired we have alcohol, lead poisoning, and alcohol, lead poisoning, and anti-tubercular drug like isoniazid. Now coming to the pathogenesis of sideroblastic anemia. Pathogenesis. Okay, now I am going to tell you some steps in heme synthesis. Okay, now first is succinyl CoA. It forms ALA in presence of ALA synthase. Okay, and in presence of ALA dehydrogenase, alpha aminolevulinic acid dehydrogenase forms porphobilinogen. And this porpho, after that what happens? It forms protoporphyrin, which combine with iron in presence of ferrochelatase, and it forms heme in presence of ferrochelatase and it forms heme. Now, what happens is when there is a deficiency of any of the enzyme, when there is a deficiency of any enzyme, okay, deficiency of any enzyme, it causes decreased heme synthesis, okay, and due to this decrease iron increases, and due to increase in iron, sideroblastic anemia is produced. Iron is deposited. I am going to draw here erythroid precursor, okay. This is nucleus and the mitochondria are present in the periphery, okay. This is mitochondria. This is nucleus of erythroid precursors, okay. Now the iron is deposited in the erythroid precursor. Iron is deposited in the erythroid precursor. Now what happens after some time? This, it will deposit in the form of ring. It will deposit in the form of ring, and this is known as ringed sideroblast. This is known as the ringed sideroblast. Okay. Now coming to the lab diagnosis of sideroblastic anemia. Lab diagnosis of sideroblastic anemia. What about RBC indices, MCV, MCH and MCHC? Okay, as iron is increasing, this parameter all they are decreases. Okay, this parameters decreases. Okay, now how will you treat a patient with sideroblastic anemia? By giving iron chelators. Okay, now coming to the iron studies in case of sideroblastic anemia, iron increases, ferritin also increases, but total iron binding capacity decreases. Okay, this is all about the sideroblastic anemia. Thank you so much. Keep watching.